What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, because we have some huge reports coming out from France. The L'Equipe and other French newspapers are reporting that Liverpool and Real Madrid are willing to pay anything for Kylian Mbappe according to these reports. So we will dive deep on this issue, and also Sky Sports are reporting that Real Madrid will go hard for Mohamed Salah in the summer. Real Madrid want to make a huge marquee like Galactico signing, and it will be either Salah or Mbappe. And also we will have Jurgen Klopp's interview where he openly criticized the Liverpool players for their performances in the last 4 games, and that didn't happen in the last like 2 or 3 years. I don't remember something like that happening, so I will also share that with you guys. So very good, interesting video coming up. Leave a like if you are enjoying these transfer news episodes, and subscribe if you're new around here. Turn on the bell notification. And the Frenchman Kylian Mbappe has made himself one of the world's best players with his meteoric rise in recent seasons, and for the first time in his career the 22-year-old Mbappe is facing uncertainty about his future, because his contract runs out in 2022 and it remains unclear if he will extend his terms. PSG sporting director Leonardo said in December that both the player and the club have made some progress in the contract talks. He said this: "We are talking, we want to discuss." He also wants to discuss. Now is also the time to come to a clearer idea of his future. It is going well. We have taken steps forward compared to 10-15 days ago, and we will continue. But there is huge speculation that Mbappe wants to take the next step in his career. He wants to leave France for Spain or England, and of course he was a Real Madrid fan growing up, but that doesn't mean that Real Madrid have the financial means to get Kylian Mbappe. And if Liverpool indeed sell Salah to Real Madrid, which I don't want to happen, but if Real Madrid come in with an outrageous offer for Mo Salah, and Mo Salah says to Jurgen Klopp, "I want to leave, I want to go to Real Madrid," he said recently in an interview that he is open to a Real Madrid transfer or to a transfer in Spain, and you never know what will happen in football. Then using that money plus a little bit more, we can afford Kylian Mbappe in the future. Spanish publication Sport also claims that Paris Saint-Germain believe that Real Madrid and Liverpool are capable of paying whatever it takes to sign Mbappe if the opportunity arises, because he is a generational talent. He is probably the next big star in football after Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. What's more, the belief remains even though Mauricio Pochettino recently was officially confirmed as the new PSG manager after Thomas Tuchel got sacked. The former Tottenham coach is back at PSG, and he has signed an initial 1-year deal. Real Madrid have entertained the strongest links to Mbappe. Real Madrid held off on their spending in the last transfer window due to the financial impact of the pandemic. However, club chiefs are supposedly gearing up for a big spend in the summer. Mbappe and Erling Haaland are among their targets, but so are Liverpool. Liverpool are facing renewed uncertainty about the future of Mohamed Salah. He admitted last month that he felt disappointed that Jurgen Klopp didn't make him captain against Midtjylland. He also refused to rule out a future move to Real Madrid or Barcelona should the chance to sign up arrive, but that's I think as expected. And I think the circumstances created by the pandemic will make Kylian Mbappe's transfer fee a lot lower than in a normal transfer window, but I'm still not convinced that Liverpool can afford Mbappe unless we sell one of the front three or one of our big star players. And I think Roberto Firmino has recently struggled with his form. He hasn't scored as many goals as a number 9 at Liverpool should, but we still should give him until the end of the season to prove himself and prove his worth to the team. But Liverpool have goal scoring problems right now, and Kylian Mbappe would be the absolute perfect signing in my opinion. And the Spanish publication AS are reporting that Real Madrid are preparing to make a move for Mo Salah, and Salah of course hasn't ruled out a move to Real Madrid or Barcelona either. Mo Salah's comments in that interview was also more aimed at Liverpool to get him to an improved, bigger contract, because He also said that he wants to break all Liverpool records available, and he wants to keep winning trophies with Liverpool, and he looks happy at the moment. But also Ian Doyle, who is working for the Liverpool Echo, recently made a Q&A. According to the journalist, it is an eventuality that we may wish to brace ourselves for, that Real Madrid will come in for Mo Salah in the summer. And this is what he said: I have for some time been of the opinion that this would be the last season of Mo Salah, Firmino and Mane to start regularly together, and that was even before Diogo Jota was signed. Now it appears at the very least that they will be rotated more often. My hunch, and that is all it is, a hunch, is one of the main three, one of the front three, could leave in the summer for very big money. And I mean, if we could sell Salah at 29 or 28, or maybe almost 29 in the summer for like 150 million, that wouldn't be actually bad business if the replacement is Kylian Mbappe. And I'm saying that because Kylian Mbappe is right now, I think, the only player who could replicate Mo Salah's absolutely incredible goal-scoring numbers. He is scoring goals at the rate that, and getting assists at a rate in the Premier League that nobody else, maybe apart from Cristiano Ronaldo when he was at Manchester United, has done. And yeah, Liverpool Football Club are bigger than any player. No one is irreplaceable. It would be a huge blow to lose Mo Salah, but if his heart is truly at Real Madrid or Barcelona, if he truly wants to move to La Liga, I don't think Liverpool will step in his way, and we can reinvest that money and sign Mbappe. And just imagine Mbappe playing for Liverpool, and he's a lot younger than Salah, and I think he could replicate his numbers for the next 5 or 6 years. And Salah in 2 years or maybe 3 years, he would be worth half as much, a quarter maybe of what his transfer fee would be right now. And I'm not sure he could replicate his goal scoring numbers in 2 or 3 seasons. So Liverpool have to be very smart about this, because we don't want to arrive at a point where Salah, Mane and Firmino are all 30, 31 years old, and we all have to replace all of them basically all at once. That would be a disastrous scenario. And now I want to talk to you guys about the Liverpool's reaction, Jurgen Klopp's reaction to Liverpool's defeat. It's a big frustration, Jurgen Klopp said, to be honest. Very frustrating, just because it's so unnecessary to lose to Southampton, but it still happens. We had a bad start in the game. We played completely into Southampton's hands and gave the game away, we have to admit now, in the first few minutes, because after that we were not calm enough to create the opportunities to turn it around. The first half was massively influenced by the start, but with the break it meant we could settle down a little bit. Then we were dominant in the right areas, had the moments, but then the decision making was not that good. The last pass, we missed the last pass. I heard now we only had 1 shot on target. We had a lot of shots next to the target which we did not finish, but even with them we probably did not have enough for the moments we had. Our fault, my responsibility, and that's it. Of course we worry about not scoring in the last 2 games. These are our problems. Football wise, you don't have a lot of different problems. It's like you defend bad, or we attack not as good as we can, or we create not enough. They are football problems. Yes, we are worried about that, but football problems you solve with football, and that's what we are working on. We know about the situation, we are not silly, we have to show a reaction 100%. And this is I think the most interesting part. Jurgen Klopp was asked, does he get angry with his players in this period, or factors in they have done so well for so long? Both. I know that my players are great guys, they are super boys, it's a fantastic group of players, but anyway, tonight they were not good. Yes, when I think they should have done better, then I get angry. Not long, but I get angry at my players. They know that. It was always like this. We cannot only be like this, pat his head all the time just because we won something in the past. But we don't have to make it bigger than it is. But it's big right now. So we didn't win the last game, the game before that, the last 4 games, I don't know, is that right? And that's all our fault. Mainly my fault, but the boys had a hand in that. as well. We have to change that. If you bring yourself in a situation like we did tonight against an opponent like Southampton, then you play with the fire, let me say it like this. Southampton is too good for that. Premier League teams are too good for that. And we don't score late goals because we scored late goals in our past. You do that because you put the opponent under that much pressure that they cannot cope with it anymore. I think Southampton was tonight on the edge of it, but they still could cope with it because we helped them. That's all. We were not good enough tonight. This is the most angry and the most critical I've heard Jurgen Klopp be with his players for a long time. But also we have to admit that this is now Liverpool's worst run of form in like 3 years. Last season we had 99 points in the Premier League. The season before that we had 97 points. And of course it was inevitable that Liverpool will drop off from that level, and especially with so many injuries that Liverpool have. But I still believe that Liverpool missed the trick not signing a centre-back on January the 1st. We still have time to sign a centre-back, but we have to act. We can't have Fabinho and Henderson, two of our best midfielders, in a defense and expect Liverpool to play as usual. I think signing a new centre-back who can come in straight away and help Liverpool is an absolute must. The players have to take responsibility. They have to improve because their form has not been good enough. And after 97 and 99 points, this season we are on course for like a 74 or 75 point season. That's a massive drop-off. That's like 25% worse than last season. And the next two games, Aston Villa away and Man United at home, are absolutely massive. But I don't know where Liverpool's form will come from, because at the moment the players are so low of confidence, and I don't understand how you can go from winning against Crystal Palace 7-0 to then basically forgetting how to score goals, how to be ruthless in front of goal, because that's what Liverpool have been against Crystal Palace, ruthless. But the sad thing and the very worrying thing is it looks like that was an outlier of a game, Crystal Palace, and not the norm. The norm at the moment is that we struggle to score, and teams have enjoyed like sitting back in a low block, and they just let Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson whipping crosses, and they deal with it very easily. And we don't have a creative midfielder right now. Somebody like Naby Keita, who in a fit top form, Naby Keita could offer that creative spark in midfield to dribble past 2 or 3 players and go through the defense and slip in Mane or Firmino or Salah. I think we are missing that kind of player, a Coutinho type of player who with his creativity can unlock these low block defenses, because I think recently teams have figured out how to get results against Liverpool, and that's very worrying. Jordan Henderson also said that start didn't help. We are starting slow in games, and it's not us usually. We are probably saying that a few too many times at the minute, so that doesn't help. Second half performance I thought was very good, but we again don't score. In the last 2 games we have had some good chances and haven't put the ball in the back of the net, so that's another issue. I would say they were the 2 main things. No, because we knew they could come out fast, Southampton. We knew we needed a quick start, but for whatever reason, sloppy passes causing 1 or 2 free kicks, and you get punished in this league. We just have to keep going, keep pushing, try to find that equalizer, but unfortunately we couldn't do that. I thought we created some good chances still, and maybe we should have scored to get the equalizer, probably deserved it in the second half, but unfortunately we couldn't do so. We are frustrated, disappointed, but that happens in football. It's how you deal with it is the main thing. So we've got an FA Cup game against Aston Villa, and then in the league we have got Manchester United, so we need to react quickly and bounce back quickly, because the last few games in terms of results haven't been good enough. And that's spot on by Jordan Henderson. And Liverpool won't win the title without another centre half, Jamie Carragher said. That's a big worry for Liverpool. I said it in my post-match analysis video as well. This is what Jamie Carragher said: I can't see Liverpool winning the title if they don't buy a centre-back. I said that after the Everton game when Van Dijk was injured, but I think it's a really tough ask if they don't bring anyone in. The fact they played Jordan Henderson at centre-back is not going to do a lot for the 2 players on the bench, Reece Williams and Ned Phillips, and their confidence if they have 2 midfielders playing there. Henderson is not a centre-back. He did well, but it's not his position. And Jamie Carragher also said, I did not see this performance coming. I expected a reaction from Liverpool on the back of two really poor performances. We have just seen another poor performance. The Liverpool's away form this season is so poor. When it comes to chances created, they have not looked like scoring. Even tonight, did Fraser Forster have to make a good save, a big save? Did anyone miss a real chance where they had to score? That is a really big worry for Liverpool at the moment. In terms of what they are creating away from home, it is nowhere near enough. At times I watch them and I think, where is the goal coming from? Look at what has happened since the Man City game in terms of actual goals. Yes, there was the freak result against Crystal Palace, but look at chances created from open play. Last season's average was 10 chances from open play, but they are not creating what you would associate with a top team this season. Look at the average chances created from open play away from home, and they are down in 7th. When you are a top team like Liverpool, you should be in the top 2 or 3 for everything offensively. The big problem for me, if you go back to the last game against Newcastle, yes, Salah missed chances and Mane missed chances, but if they don't score, then who else is going to score? Take out the Crystal Palace game, and nobody else has scored away from home for Liverpool who was available. The other one is Diogo Jota, who scored against Brighton, but he's injured right now. And I think Jamie Carragher hit the nail on the head. Liverpool just don't score goals right now because Mane and Salah have hit a dry spell and no other player scores goals regularly, and that's a huge worry. 2 seasons ago, Firmino scored like 27 goals. We could rely on him as well to score goals, but because the midfielders are not scoring goals regularly, the defenders, because Van Dijk is not there, Gomez is not there, Matip is not there, nobody else is scoring goals regularly. So where are the goals coming from? If you stop Mane and Salah, which Newcastle and Southampton have done, nobody else is scoring goals in this Liverpool side, and that is a huge worry. We absolutely have to get Diogo Jota back as quickly as possible, because right now Liverpool are missing his goals, and Mane and Salah also needs to rediscover their goal scoring form. Otherwise, sooner or later, we have to start worrying about Liverpool's top 4 place even, never mind the title race. And I hate to say that because I honestly thought that Liverpool would win the title this season, but if we don't turn this form around, and very, very quickly, we will be in big trouble. And I think we just gave the initiative back to the Manchester clubs, to Manchester United, to Man City. I can't believe it, after Man United's horrendous start to the season, that they could go 3 points clear in first place if they win their game in hand. If Man City go and win their 2 games in hand on Liverpool, they will go 2 points clear, and I fully expect Man City to romp to an 8 or 9 game winning streak and just pull clear of Liverpool, because right now Liverpool are absolutely shockingly bad, and Man City just hit the groove at the right time. And this Christmas period has been the worst Christmas period for like 4 years for Liverpool, and there is no excuse for that. But Jurgen Klopp also said, if anybody ever again will say Sadio Mane is a diver, it's the biggest joke in the world. This boy tries to stay on his feet with all he has. In 2 situations, other teams will get a penalty for that. Let me say it like this. Then the handball, I don't know who will explain that to me, how that is not a penalty. We had a really good view of the Mane incident, and it looked like a clear penalty. I turned around to the 4th official and asked if it was going to be checked. He said it already had been and was not a penalty. That's 100% true, and now someone wants to tell me how quick they had it in all these different angles. Last year there was a penalty against Leicester when people said Sadio Mane goes down too easily. If he goes down easily, we would have had a penalty in this game, and the last game a Stonewall penalty. But what Andre Mariner did with Sadio Mane, I'm not sure if that's okay. The boy tried everything, had a few great challenges with Walker Peters, but there were a lot of situations which should have been free kicks. The last one, when he goes down, you see that back, and in the box he hits him in the end with his left foot. That's a penalty. We cannot change it. I hear now that Manchester United had more penalties in 2 years than I had in 5.5 years. I have no idea if that's my fault or how that can happen, but it's no excuse for the performance. We cannot changes. We have to respect the decisions, but we can change our performance. That's our focus now. And I fully agree with Jurgen Klopp. I think Mane should have had at least 2 penalties, and the handball was a penalty, but we already talked about in yesterday's video. It's actually good that Jurgen Klopp said that Man United had more penalties in 2 years than Liverpool had in 5.5 years. I think VAR and the referees just hate Liverpool and are biased against us. That's my honest opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.